everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm taking you with me to a creative market, not that far from my home. But before we do that, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome to Quillscene. My name is Megan. If you like things that have to do with reading, with writing, with witchy things, with geeky things, then you're in the right place. Make sure to click on the magical subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell, because on that way you'll always get a notification whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, it's time to get our hands dirty, because we are going to the outside creative market in Kumtich. So yeah, with our books, well, with my books, and with the side business of magical treasures, being that our handmade display potions, we do from time to time a creative market. If I'm not mistaken, this particular one was actually hosted by someone who had met us on a previous market, and then had reached out saying, hey, I'm playing with the idea of also organizing a creative market. Would you be interested to join as a vendor? Which I, of course, immediately said yes to, you know, if the date is manageable with my agenda. It was. And eventually that's how we ended up going on Saturday the 25th of May towards the neighborhood park in Kumtich. Kumtich is like close to Tiene, or even part of Tiene, I'm not sure. Again, not good in geography. But yeah, it was like 10 minutes from where I live, so it wasn't that far of a drive. Only problem was that the night before, well, the day, 2 days before, it had rained a lot. And even though it's called het buurtpark, or the neighborhood park, it basically was an old soccer field. So it was basically one big patch of grass. That of course was kind of muddy and zompy because of all the rain that had fallen. That caused that you couldn't drive onto the grass with your car, because then you would destroy the grass and there was a risk of, you know, getting stuck with your car. So luckily we had like our little cart with us. So, but still, it was a lot of, dragging with tents and well, with 2 tents and like 3 tables. So yeah, it was a lot of cardio early in the morning, because the event itself opened at 10 a.m. and was until 6 p.m. But of course we couldn't, because there was no surveillance at night, we couldn't go set up like on Saturday, so we had to go set up our booth on Sunday morning. So we were allowed to go set up from 8 a.m. but of course, with all the dragging, everything, it was a race against the clock, I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, of course, it wasn't just me and my mom that were part of a booth. Also Matthias Maho and his fiancée, now wife in the meantime, Emmeline, were also taking part as vendors, and we had agreed that we would, you know, go together, since, you know, I have the tents and the tables to do so. So they were luckily also present to help with dragging and setting up the tent. Because still it is an outside event, I was scared to go without tents, because again, we have books, and books and rain never match. So yeah, it was a race against time, but we managed to do so. And as I said, it was Matthias and me with our books, then my mom, who represented magical treasures with our display potions, and then Emmeline, who has her own business called Sparks of Darkness, and she makes beautiful geeky, well, I call them gothic chic candles. So that was our booth, but there were a lot of other booths. They basically, normally the entire soccer field was going to be one big Walhalla of booths of creative people who came to, you know, present their business and showcase their artwork and sell it. Sadly, because of the weather, they had quite some cancellations, but still, we made most of it. It was a slow start at the beginning because it was still gray and not a lot of people apparently were ready to get out of their bed on Sunday morning, which I totally get. I'm also not a morning person. But in the afternoon, when the sun came also through, because it became actually quite a sunny afternoon, people came to slowly, you know, start to discover the market. A lot of course, local people, including some people that I knew that came to, you know, say hi, especially to me. It was a fun event, you know, to catch up with friends and acquaintances. There was also a lot of interesting meetings because Matthias and I met up with someone who is a reporter, a local reporter of his own news channel, but it's not like the national news or something. He has his own YouTube channel, and also on Facebook he's active, and he's like he's like a flying reporter that focuses on local news and then visits like a local creative market, and then does a little interview there with someone. And the fun thing was that the person who did the interviews knew Matthias's dad, because Matthias's dad is a trainer from a local soccer team, and the person who does the interviews also does a lot of like sport teams and interviews there. So he started with interviewing Matthias because, you know, he had the link with his dad. But then Matthias mentioned that I was the the one who took the initiative behind the Writers Collective. So I also got interviewed. It is in Dutch, but I have the clip. You will probably see a little insert during the tape, well, the footage of the event itself, then, but without the noise, well, without the audio, that's the word I was looking for. For the people who speak Dutch and are interested, I am thinking about uploading the entire interview after this one. It is a very short interview, but it was very fun to do. And there was also someone who who especially came with her entire family to buy Music Academy 2, which was also very fun because, again, an entire story. In 2023, on the last, I think it was the last Christmas, my last event that I did was a local Christmas market, and a girl that I knew through a friend of like elementary school way back in the day had come by and she said, you know what, I'm going to take your Music Academy 1, I'm going to buy that for my niece for her Christmas present. And apparently her niece was such a fan of the book that she wanted the second book too, but only if it was signed by me too. I think it was her mom, the girl's mom, that contacted me, or was it her aunt? I can't remember exactly, but yeah, one of the adults of the girl contacted me and asked if I was planning to go to an event anywhere in the neighborhood again, because the girl wanted the second book. And I had mentioned the creative marketing Kumtich. They also live close by. So they came basically with the entire family, with the girl also. Yeah, it was a fun meeting. It was also, it's still weird that people are kind of like starstruck sometimes when they like, oh my god, you're the writer of the book that I love, and I'm like, it's not like I'm an actor or like Hollywood fame or something. I'm just me, you know. But it's really weird that people sometimes react like that. But yeah, it's quite funny sometimes too. So yeah, I got to sign her second Music Academy book. I think we even took a picture. So yeah, was quite fun. guys saw, the vibe at the creative markets was very fun, even though the terrain was still a bit muddy. But again, we survived Mysteria. It was way worse at Mysteria, if I'm honest, so we survived. There were also a lot of people from the vendors that I already knew, like some of the ceramicists. I think I said that right. The one from IJzerhard, the people who with the iron ijzersmeden. I can't remember the English word. It's getting late. I need to go to bed, I think. But anyway, so yeah, we met a lot of old friends, as I said, both from the vendors as people who visited. Met a lot of new faces too. We had a lot of fun. And the thing is also, the market itself was on the 25th of May, and my mom's birthday was the day afterwards, on the 26th of May. And she made use out of that because every time she saw something, she was like pulling my sleeve. Look, that's pretty. Oh, look, that's pretty. So, first of all, there was a booth with fresh flowers, and my mom loves flowers, but not like the flowers that you put in a vase inside, but actual plants that you plant outside. And there was a booth that had like pretty pink dahlias, and also a pretty it was we have lavender in our garden, but it was another type of lavender, and it was a really pretty shade of purple, well, purplish blue. So my mom eventually bought her some dahlias and also a few of those special lavender plants. I will insert some pictures here because as I'm filming this voiceover, it's dark outside and the plants are already planted in our garden. Next to that, there was someone who made beautiful things out of ceramics, including things for in the garden, and she had some garden totems, as she called them, which were basically a composition of all kinds of ceramic cups put together on an iron rod, so that it was like, they were piled up. And she had one that she called Circus, so in circus theme, which my mom fell in love with. I got her that one, and eventually my brother paid half half of the price back to me, so it was our shared present for her. I'll insert a picture here because again, it is dark and it's in the garden by now, but I have a picture of the event when it was presented there. And then lastly, we met up with another ceramic artist that we've met on a local creative market at our own hometown a few years back, and she makes more like a bit of a fantasy-like ceramics, a lot of with birds and stuff like that too. So more like sculptures, and she had like these little monster plant pots with a plant in it. And my mom found them cute, so I got her one of those too. Again, I will insert a picture here because it's in the kitchen on our in front of the window. But yeah, picture. And that was basically everything I bought, everything for my mom. Afterwards, we of course still had to clean up, and again, cars weren't allowed on the grass, so again we had to like drag all the materials back to the car. We had to drive 2 times because of course our tents and our tables, the legs of the tables and the rods of the tents, like the ones that were put on the ground, were of course muddy. And to make sure that not everything was muddy, we decided to first put all our merch, like my books and the potions, already in the car alongside my mom's birthday presents. And then my mom would drive home to, you know, unload the everything there. And then she would come back and also would bring some cloth to, you know, wipe away most of the mud. And then we would do all the hardware of our boat, being the tables and the tents. And then we would drive home together. And that was our day at the creative market in Kumtich. Again, muddy day, but very fun day. So yeah, I hope that there will be another edition in 2025. But we'll see what the new year brings, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a little thumbs up or a comment down below. Things like that help my channel grow, and I of course love your feedback. And with that being said, I hope I see you guys soon for another bookish, magical, probably on the go video. Bye!